This season is very bad, and it's not going to get any better. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Happy New Year. We made it through that catastrophe of a year named 2020. 2021 so far has been in like a very calm before the storm type of period. It has me on my toes thinking like what kind of BS is going to be amiss this year. But unlike last year, I'm not going to let any negative outliers and negative forces get to me. But today, I actually want to start off this year with something negative, and that is this current flop season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13. Y'all, this show is on its last leg. I want to go by every single Housewives and kind of dissect like what exactly is just wrong with this season, because it is just so boring. Like, it is like painfully boring. I watched episode 4 today, and I literally woke up 20 minutes ago because it put me to sleep. Like, it was just not good. And from what I hear, things are not going to get any better up until Strippergate happens. And that's going to be like towards like the ass end of the middle of the season. So I just want to go woman by woman and kind of dissect like what they bring to the show and what exactly is wrong with this show in general, and also what is wrong with Bravo. Now, this is not to bash any of the ladies, because I do genuinely like each and every cast member, including Kenya's crazy ass. But let's go into it, starting off with the friends of the show. The problem is the fact that we, this season, have 6 friends to the show. We have Marlo, we have Tanya, we have Shamia, who may pop up, we have the new girl Joy, we have the new girl Fallon, and then we have Latoya Forever. Now, starting off, I feel like this season, they missed a huge opportunity to give Marlo a peach. Marlo has been around long enough to where we want to dive deeper into her story and who she is, instead of this surface level, I have bags and fashions. Like, we want to know how she's dealing with 3 extra mouths to feed during the middle of a pandemic. Like, how is that budget looking? Like, what does she do in her day-to-day, like, that's going to feed into her income besides being on the show? Like, what does Marlo do? Who is Marlo? Like, who is she? We want to know more about her. A lot of people don't like Marlo. I like Marlo. I feel like a lot of scenes, and especially last season, I feel like it would have been completely boring without her. So I feel like Marlo is good for the show, and I think it's kind of, with Bravo, it's like a why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free situation with her. Also, that's like the same situation they have with Tanya, but at the same time, Marlo deserves to be upgraded to a main housewife. Like, that's just my opinion. And then moving on to Tanya. Tanya's cool for what she is. It came out that she actually ended up quitting due to Strippergate, because her and Portia were allegedly sleeping with that stripper, and Kenya put them on blast. So Tanya, I mean, honestly, I wanted Tanya to get a peach, but the fact that she can't even stand in the heat and she's not willing to risk it all like all these other ladies have, I can understand why Bravo chose not to give her a peach in the first place. Like, the minute she's called to task, like, she just like folds and leaves. And at the same time, I think she really wanted to protect her relationship with her, they're not married, huh? Like, her boyfriend, like, I feel like she's just with him because he's an extra cushion of money for her. Like, he provides her clothes budget, basically. Like, I feel like she loves him, but he doesn't really love her, but they've been around each other long enough to where he doesn't see a life without her. And that's probably something that she did not want to display on the cameras, so that's why she never chose to be a housewife. And then we got the new girl, Latoya Forever. I mean, she's cool for the most part. This season would have been just nothing without her so far. I mean, she doesn't really bring much besides being shady, but at least she gives us something to talk about, so I can't really all the way go in on her. And I would actually want to know more about her too, instead of just shading people and leave. Like, she's stepping into like Marlo's old spot, mixed with a little bit of classic Kenya. So I hope she was able to bring more to the table. I know she didn't get her peach because her and her husband weren't together, and also her husband didn't want her to film her kids on the show, so she really didn't have much to go by. But I mean, she's cool, but whatever. The new girl Fallon, I really would like to have them upgrade her to a housewife next season. Next season, they need to just go ahead, start with a clean slate, and bring all the young girls in. I feel like that's why they have 6 friends of the show, because they're just like, okay, bring in the girls. Like, let's audition them all and see how they fare. But I think Fallon is what this show needs. Like a young girl who is beautiful and has money, and it lives in Atlanta amongst the Atlanta elite. Like she is what this show needs, and I feel like she will offer a great direction for where they could head next season. Shamia, I don't know why. It's another why buy the cow, get the kid if you can get the milk for free situation with her. Like I don't know why. I guess some people want the fame, but they don't want to put their marriage on blast, which I can't blame them. If Shamia is fine with just being like a friend to the show, it is what it is. But there were like I really feel like in the past she should have got upgraded. Just my opinion. And the new girl Joy, we don't really know much about her. She was in the scene where they had it was like the surprise party for Portia. So we don't know much about her, but we probably will see her as the time goes on. So Candy, Kendi, and Cynthia gotta go. Y'all, your time is done. It's over. Starting off with Candy, like I love Candy. Candy is one of the best housewives ever. I look up to her as a businesswoman, and I want to be like Candy when I get older. Like I want to. She is able to make nothing into something. Like she has the power to create anything that she sets her mind to, and I thoroughly respect Candy for that. Thoroughly. But this whole child support storyline, it's late. If you would have came with this storyline when you first started on this show, I would have been cool with it. But Riley is 19 years old at this point. Why are we talking about child support? Yeah, her baby daddy ain't shit, and he should have been supporting Riley out of all these years. But I had to agree with him when he said, like, you guys are bringing me up as a storyline because you have nothing else to talk about. And that's the truth. Because, Candy, besides you opening businesses, what else is there to talk about? Like, Candy has no real storyline this season. And it's sad to even see her like this because Candy and her family make great television, but the milk has gone bad with her. Like, it's just, I can see this being Candy's last season. Moving on to Kenya. Kenya without her flop husband, Mark, there's just nothing there. Kenya, like, girl, we love you. You brought a lot to this show. Even though I couldn't stand her in the beginning, she was always great for this show. But it's time for her to go as well. Like, she just brings nothing to the table anymore. Like, and the fact that she is the main, she's like the main, not the main villain, but her and Portia are going at it because their relationship fell out mainly due to Portia. Portia's the reason why them two aren't friends anymore, even though they were friends for like a hot second. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna last, but it would have been great to see them two be friends this season and just like kind of be in charge of the girls. But like, they're kind of grooming Portia to do that on her own. I'm gonna move into her a little bit later. But Kenya, I have nothing else really left to say about her because, like, what else is there? Mark isn't going to be on the show, thank God. He is just cringeworthy. Oh my God! But I have nothing else to say about Kenya, girl. It's time. It's time. Moving on to Cynthia. This is definitely Cynthia's last season, and she knows it. She wants this wedding with Mike Hill to go out with a bang, which I don't blame her because her first marriage, even though her wedding was nice and her wedding dress was beautiful for a fashion event, in my opinion, it was just like, it was a bunch of bullshit around it. And I understand why she, for once for all, wants to have like this dream wedding because she's like, I'm not divorcing this nigga. Like, me and Mike, like, this is it. Like, Cynthia is 52, I believe. Like, this is it for the most part, hopefully. I like them two together. I think they're a great couple. Like, I swear when I even saw them on Mike Hill's podcast with Claudia Jordan, like, they had first met on that podcast, I knew them two were going to get together, and it happened. Like, I feel like I can low-key see the future. But anyways, Cynthia, I'm not going to go all the way in on her because I think she knows, like, this is her last season. And that's why she's harping on this wedding so bad, because she really wanted to go out with a bang. But come to find out, like, they didn't even really film the wedding. Like, I think they just filmed on their iPhones, and that was it. So we're not even going to get, like, a real overall peek of that super spreader event that she had as a wedding. And it's the fact that she's acting like a bridezilla. I feel like it's just amped for the cameras as well, and it's not really authentic. Like, Cynthia, girl, you're not 25. Like, if you were like 25, 27, I can understand why you're acting the way you are, but girl, are you gonna marry this nigga or not? Like, come on. But she marries him. Spoiler alert. Like, that's all we have with Cynthia, really. Moving down to Portia Luther King. Love Portia. I feel like she could stay. She is going to be the new Nene of the show. She's going to be in charge of the girls. And she's going to usher them all in. And she's going to be in the middle like she is this season. However, I got to keep it all the way real with y'all. I'm not going to go in on her for the fact of the protesting storyline. In the beginning of this year, part of me thought at least 20% of it was performative. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I'm going to say what everybody else is afraid to say. Like, I feel like part of it was performative because what storyline is Portia going to have this season? We don't want to hear about her and Dennis going back and forth. Like, are they together or are they not? We don't want to see that again. And she knew that. So what better way to get a storyline but than to go out and protest? But I'm not going to go in on it because, for one, I didn't go out and protest. So who am I to judge? Like, I support the cause and the movement, but, like, it was just too much chaos going out in Houston and I did not want to be a part of that. But I appreciate the fact that she's bringing awareness to this. But I also feel like Bravo's kind of spinning this to create a feud between her and Kenya, which I'm not feeling. Like, this is about Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, which... What are the updates on those cases? This is off topic, but, like, we haven't heard anything about the George Floyd case since it happened. Like, what is going on with that? What is going on with Breonna Taylor? Like, I would really like to know. Like, I've been following the news, and I don't hear any tangible updates, but... That was just a little rant on my end, but Portia, I feel like, she's the new queen bee of the show. When you think of Portia, you think of Atlanta. The 22 inches of weaves, the fat transfer, the red bottoms, the designer clothes. Like, that is Portia. The eyelashes. Like, that is all Portia. Like, Portia is a down southern Atlanta Barbie doll, and I like the fact that they are putting her in the forefront. Now, moving on to Drew Sidora. Drew Sidora, I feel like, even though her storyline gets on my nerves, it is literally the backbone of this entire season. Drew Sidora's husband is just a complete waste of fine. He is just the worst, most toxic, masculine, just... Like, what is wrong with him? Like, I feel like him having issues with his mom translates to how he treats women. And I also feel like their storyline is a little too good to be true. I feel like Drew them two are either acting or Drew got on this show to get out that marriage, because there's no way that marriage is going to stand the test of time the way they're carrying on if it's not real. And if they are acting, the way that they are acting is going to manifest into their real relationship. It's kind of hard to even look at. Like, it's kind of draining to even watch, because it's like, no matter how many counseling sessions they have, like, this nigga does not learn anything. Like, he doesn't do the work like Drew said. Like, I loved Drew. Like, I really thought she was going to be a lot bigger than what she was when she was on the game, especially when they had her playing herself. Like, I thought she was going to be the next big thing in music, but I guess the music thing didn't work out, so she stick with acting, and then she was in the TLC movie, and I thought her acting career was going to, like, take off from there, and it just didn't. So she's on this show to get a coin, to either get out of this marriage, and also to basically just have a platform to springboard her career again. So I'm not mad at Drew for being there. She's a great addition. I don't know any other Atlanta girls. Like, if they bring in some new girls, there's going to be people we do not know, and I'm appreciating that. But overall, y'all, Atlanta, I don't even know if it could be saved at this point. I think it's just done. Honestly, I think we are just burnt out on reality shows that come out of Atlanta. At one point, Atlanta was like the mecca of reality TV, and I think they've just exhausted all of that. And also, not even to hop onto Atlanta, but it's the same fact that Bravo is on the decline overall. These Housewives shows are not bringing in the ratings like they used to. They're not hitting like they used to. And that's why the storylines have gone into a deep, dark place, because everybody is exposing their skeletons out of the closet for a check and for ratings. And it's kind of just like, at what cost are you willing to sacrifice who you are for this reality show check? Like, a lot of these housewives are struggling. Like, this check, especially if they haven't formed businesses off of the show, this check is all they have. But it also leads to the fact that Bravo as a whole is on the decline. I honestly think they're on NBC's shit list. I can honestly see, if things don't turn around with these reality shows, especially when a lot of people are dropping like flies on these reality shows, I can see NBC getting rid of Bravo overall. Like, I feel like Bravo is just, the milk has gone bad. Like, there was a peak at Bravo a few years ago, and then it's just been on the decline ever since. Even like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, for example, I even stopped reviewing that because it was just flat out boring to me. Like, I'm not going to continue to push through and review these shows that are not really entertaining all the time. And I understand that they're not entertaining all the time because it's real life, but it just feels like production and also staff, like these cast members, are just phoning it in when they go and film because they know they're going to get a nice check. And they are starting to realize that those days, like the glory days of Bravo's with the $1 million payouts, that shit is over. So times are looking real tough over at Bravo. Like, I can honestly even see them trying to get rid of Andy as well. Like, I feel like the powers that be at Bravo don't really fuck with Andy like that anymore. But that's my opinions on this whole entire situation. Atlanta, y'all better start saving your money. That's all I have to say. Love you girls to death, but the time has come. The milk is dry. But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will come at you guys with some more content. Take care.